This is American Real. I am Roger Brooks. Welcome to the show.
This is American Real TV,
There's so much to talk to you about.
where everyone
You are a true inspiration.
has
We're all trying to do our part to change the world.
a story.
What's your mission? What do you want your legacy to be? You have such a great story. I cannot wait to share it. Welcome to the American Real family. I cannot wait to air this episode.
And now, here's your host, Roger Brooks.
The world of hypnosis, a practice often misunderstood, but incredibly powerful when it comes to personal transformation. Hypnosis has been used for centuries as a tool for self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. From improving health and happiness to achieving personal success, this practice helps tap into the subconscious mind to unlock our full potential. Imagine being able to reprogram your thoughts, remove self-limiting beliefs, and foster a mindset of growth and positivity. Hypnosis can help make this a reality. To guide us through this fascinating topic, I'm thrilled to welcome a true expert, Dr. Andrew Scarpati, widely known as the Happy Hypnotist. Dr. Scarpati has spent the past 29 years helping thousands of people transform their lives through hypnotherapy. He's not only a renowned hypnotherapist, but also a former teacher, stand-up comedian, and successful entrepreneur. In his new book, Hypnotize Yourself for a Powerful Mindset of Health, Happiness, and Success, Dr. Scarpati shares his life's work and practical techniques to harness the power of self-hypnosis. Today, we'll talk to you about this incredible journey and how hypnosis can be a game changer in your own life. Dr. Scarpati, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to your team for all the help you gave me in my initial start here of being an author. And for future authors out there, this guy is great. His team is phenomenal. And I just had to plug them because they've helped me every step along the way. And I really appreciate it very much.
That's great. No, the feeling is mutual. It's always pleasant to work with like-minded people who have the same goals. And before we jump into your work, talk a little bit more about the experience of the book. How tell us about the writing process and then how it all came to be, and now that it's finally out there and published.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I never thought in my entire life I would ever be an author. That wasn't in my mindset, but COVID happened. Now, when COVID happened, obviously, I had a lot of free time. And I'm the type of person that loves to keep busy, loves to keep my mind going, and loves to be achieving goals along the way. Well, when COVID happened, I had more free time than I've ever had as an adult that I can even remember. So I said to myself, I wonder if maybe I can write a book to help people. And that was really the motivation, is to help, to share what I've learned so people could, help themselves. And I started writing it, and I had a draft done, and I had someone help me and edit it. And then what happened was COVID was over, and I was back to my full-time other businesses, which besides being a hypnotherapist, which I call my day job, I also own a comedy club that I started a comedy business back in 1980. But anyway, so I started getting really busy again, and the thing sat on top of my computer literally for an entire year. And I finally saw it on my computer, and I go, you should do something with this. And I went back and I started working on it. And then eventually it got to the point where, okay, I needed some help. And that's when I found you. And I literally, as you know, there's people that do what you do. And I saw one of your videos, Roger, and I go, this guy is just who I want to meet. I swear,
That's
your
awesome.
video, I just got connected to your
Thank you.
video. It was so sincere and so genuine. And I picked up that you really want to help people. And it's not about money for you. Yes, you want to make money, but it was more about helping people like myself. That's what I picked up. I connected with you, and I'm very happy that I did. So anyway, so then eventually the book, and here it is. It took longer than I thought, but I'm just so excited and happy about it because I genuinely believe it's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And each author has their own ambitions of why they write books, but
Sure.
it is those like you who we love to connect with, who the intentions behind it are to help others. And even if it's a
Yes.
book of fiction, because
Yeah.
you could still be helping people by providing entertainment,
Right.
something
Exactly.
to help them escape,
Yes.
and get into.
Yeah.
So writing is just a wonderful thing. And congratulations that the book is out.
Thanks.
And,
Thanks.
it's just wonderful.
Thank
But
you.
I'm really excited to talk about hypnotherapy and what you do. So, I mean, if you can, how did you get involved with this work to begin with? How did it start?
I think there's a life lesson in how I got involved with this, and let me explain what I mean. I never thought I was going to be a hypnotherapist. I had a successful career going. I did some acting work. I did tons of commercials, and I was involved with acting. I appeared on America's Most Wanted, playing a cop. I mean, I did a lot of. Plus, I owned another company, the comedy production company. So I was constantly busy. And in 1995, listen to this. Wait till you hear this, people. I would never go to a hypnotist because I saw movies. I saw stage shows where people were doing crazy things, and I didn't want anybody controlling my mind. Of course, I was ignorant of how it actually worked. I didn't understand it, but I saw a little sign that said, "Oh, success with self-hypnosis class." The only reason I took the class is because it said self. And when I saw that word, I felt safer, like no one's going to control my mind if it's self. The very first thing I learned in this class, and I love to share this information with people, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And what that means is it's up to us to accept or not accept what is being said. Okay. Oh, so once I learned that, it was like, okay, great. So it's up to me. And the self-hypnosis class was phenomenal. Dr. Barry Seaman was teaching it. I took it in New York. And it was a great class. But in the class, which was just a 3-hour seminar, which I really liked, he said, "I'm going to be teaching a basic certification course next weekend, and I have some spaces available. So if anyone's interested in learning more," that was me. I just wanted to learn more, or wanted to be a basic hypnotist, "I have a couple seats left." Roger, I didn't want to be a hypnotist, but wait till you hear how this thing unfolded. The universe said, no, you're going to be a hypnotist. I swear. Wait till you hear the story. So I take the class, and it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of a set weekend thing. I learned so much. I absolutely loved it, enjoyed the information, but I was only learning it for myself, self-hypnosis. That's what I wanted it for.
Sure.
At the end of the class, they hand you this little basic certificate that says you're a basic hypnotist. I'm laughing, going, I'm never going to use this, right? So I take the class. I go back. I'm in my office now doing my comedy production work. And the people in my office, I told them about it. Well, there was a comedian that did some stage hypnosis shows for us. And this guy was also a clinical hypnotherapist. I never gave it a second thought. They told him about it. He called me on the phone. And he said to me this on the phone. He goes, "Hey, I understand you got your basic certification. How would you like to come down to my office and sit in while I see clients?" And I said, "Why would I want to do that?" He goes, "No, it's really interesting when you work with people one-on-one." And I was just curious. I go, "All right, I'm curious. Let me see what it's like." So I go to his office, small little office, had a recliner, a desk and a chair to the side. I sit on a chair to the side. He introduces me as a fellow hypnotist from the Philadelphia area who's here just to, participate and watch. You got 2 heads for the price of 1. So now I'm just sitting there and I'm watching him as these clients are coming in, right? After the 3rd client, he leans over to me. He goes, "You want to take the next one?" I swear to God, I was not even expecting that. I go, okay. So it was a middle-aged man, self-esteem issue. I started talking to him, Roger, and I swear to God, within seconds, I was just like so in the zone to this guy. I wasn't thinking about the other person. I just wanted to help this man. And I was so focused on him. Next thing I know, it was about an hour, session's over. The guy left happy. And the other hypnotist, Dr. Bolden, goes, "Oh my gosh, you're a natural." Then he said this to me, how would you like to fill in for me one day a week? That was the real reason why he wanted me to come to his office. He needed
So there was an
somebody.
agenda.
He didn't tell me that,
That
right?
is great.
So now I go, okay, yeah, I'm curious. I go to his office, and this is 1995. There's a list of names on a piece of paper. He's not even there, sitting on the desk. I don't even know why they're coming in. So I get through the first day and I enjoyed it. And I go back the next day and there's a list of names. Well, the last woman on the second day that I'm there, named Shirley, comes in and she says, oh yeah, I have really bad back pain. I went to my orthopedic surgeon and he x-rayed me, said he couldn't find anything. He said, go to a hypnotist. I didn't even know what to do with this because I only had a weekend course. I had to track this guy down, called him on the phone. Thank God he answered the phone. He gave me some suggestions. I do a session with her. I swear this is what happened, changed my life. Session's over. The woman stands up, grabs her lower back and goes, oh my gosh, the pain is gone. And I'm thinking, the pain's gone? But on the outside, I'm like, yeah, the pain's gone, you know?
Right. Calm, cool, and collective.
Yeah. So now I'm walking to my car. She's my last client there. I'm walking to my car and I'm going, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a hypnotherapist. I'm going to open up a hypnosis office. Now, wait till you hear this. Literally a week before, my comedy production office, which at the time was in Richboro, Pennsylvania, the adjacent office was open. The landlord came over to me. He said, look, I can't use this space. He goes, I can't find anybody for it. I go, I'll charge you $100 a month. You could charge $300. And I literally had a conversation with someone a couple of days prior who was looking for office space. And I said, oh, sure, I'll take it. And the person didn't want it. I put an ad in the newspaper for it. I swear, the day I get back from the Shirley episode, on my answering machine is a message from a man saying, yes, I put an ad in the paper. He goes, yeah, I'll take the spot. I'll take it. I called him up and I go, I'm sorry, somebody else got it. I turned it into a hypnosis office. I start seeing family and friends. No, there's more to the story. Wait to hear this. So now I start seeing, I put a little ad in the newspaper to help people with stuff. A young man comes in, a 27-year-old real estate agent. I help him stop smoking. I didn't know his dad was a medical doctor in our town at the time. A few months later, the dad calls me on the phone. He goes, I'm Dr. Lawrence Smitcher. You helped my son stop smoking. Can I meet you? Sure. He meets me. He goes, that's it. I'm sending you all my patients. It was like a parade. Stop smoking, weight control, anxiety issues.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, and then because I'm in the comedy business, I was connected to this comedian who's shown on the local news for this thing he did with his hands. And this guy on the local news, I gave him an idea about, how about a story about a guy like me who helps people overcome fears and phobias by day and by night, uses the same power to help people entertain themselves and make people laugh. And they did a story on me. Now I'm on the evening news here in Philly. And I'm telling you, it was just insane. The phone's ringing off the hook. And I have one client after the other. But the other thing I did, once I made a decision to do this early on, I said, I'm going to learn everything I can possibly learn. I took the advanced course. I signed up for the PhD program, which was in California. I learned everything I could possibly learn. So whoever is sitting in front of me, I would be confident to help them. I don't care what it is. And it's just spun, and it's a whole new career. Didn't see it happening. The universe goes, you got to do it. Now look, and now I wrote a book. I mean, you're just
amazing.
It's just one thing after the other. And the lesson here is, people, keep yourself open to opportunities. Keep your mind open. Don't be closed-minded. Have an open mind, because you never know what opportunity could come your way, and you could have just an amazing thing happen to you, like happened to me. This whole chapter of my life has been chapters now, and I just love helping people take control, because I know what it's like. When I took that first self-hypnosis class, I went to see the hypnotist guy. I wanted to see what it was like, and I wanted to see if it could help me, and it did. And I realized, and it's just tapping into your own mind. Once you realize what hypnosis really is, it's going inward. It seems like it's not, but it is. It really is.
This is incredible. And I think, our viewers and listeners are really going to appreciate this episode because, a lot of people have heard of it. They've never done it, or maybe they have,
Yes.
but don't
Yep.
really understand the principles behind this. So that's why I'm really excited to get into more of this. And my next question was about, from your book, The Laws of the Mind.
Yes.
Mind
Okay.
starting and explaining what that actually means.
Well, when I first started doing hypnosis work, person would come in, what do you want to work on? You want to stop smoking? You want to drop your weight? Okay. And I talked to him for a couple of minutes, and then we get into a session. But as the years have gone on, I discovered that the more rapport that I develop with the client, the more talking, the more exchange of information, the better even the sessions would go. And so I started introducing them to the laws of the mind. What's the laws of the mind? Well, there's basic laws of the mind that if you follow these laws, you're going to be successful. Now, so I started just asking my clients this simple question. What do you think is your single greatest power? And I'm going to ask you, Roger, what do you think is your single greatest power?
Empowering others.
Empowering others. That's good. That's a good one. And I've had people say things like faith. I've had people tell me, well, I'm really good at math, or I'm a good tennis player. I have a good sense of humor. They're all good, but they're not the answer. So Roger hasn't read my book yet, or you have the answer, but I'll share this with you folks. So when you get to the early chapter, you'll know this. Your single greatest power is your power to choose your thoughts. We have free will, but the free will has been hijacked by the patterns in our mind, or subconscious patterns. And sometimes these patterns are not serving us in many ways. So we have free will, so we could just change the thought. Like right now, Roger, just do me a favor, think about anything that makes you happy. And anyone that's watching this right now or listening, please just think about anything that makes you feel happy. Let's let something come into your mind. Just take a second, please. Let something come into your mind that makes you feel happy. And you have that?
Yep.
Okay. So do you see how easy that was? That's the power of choice right there. So I could just simply make a statement and go, well, instead of feeling sad or bad about something, or mad or anything, or upset, you could just change your thought. That's just step one. That's just part of this program. So that's part of the laws of the mind. The second law of the mind, what is the number one trait of the human mind? The number one trait of the human mind, our minds always go in the direction of our thoughts. What we hold in mind, we tend to manifest. Now, it's not me saying this, okay? These are spiritual teachers, motivational teachers have been saying this for a long time, okay? That's law number two. Our minds go in the direction of our thoughts. So what we want to hold in mind, we want to hold something that's going to be loving or positive, something that you really want. If you start to hold negative things in your mind, you're going to go in a negative direction. And you don't want to do that. Because why? Because it's not going to help you. We all know this. It's been proven. Medical doctors have science to prove it. You hold negativity inside yourself, it's not good. It's not beneficial for our energy level. So you want to keep everything on the positive. And that's a big focus of what this book is. I teach people initially in the first few chapters the basic laws of the mind, and I elaborated on it in much more detail. And then we're going to get into hypnosis work and what is hypnosis. So that's the basics. Anything else? I'm going to want you to buy the book.
It reminds me of Earl Nightingale. We become what we think about.
Yes,
The Strangest
absolutely.
Secret. Yeah.
The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. The
Yeah.
same thing. I read all those books in the 80s, and it definitely helped my life immeasurably. So that stuff has been ingrained into my DNA at this point. So it just automatically starts coming out.
So, you've explained earlier on what hypnosis is. Anything else you want the listener to know before we go into more of the questions that I have prepared?
Mm-hmm. Basically, the thing you have to realize, again, I'll repeat it, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. There was actually a court case to prove this. Some guy robbed a bank and he goes, oh, I was hypnotized to rob the bank. And I swear,
No.
and they go, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way, you know? And that's the good thing. That's the good message, because once you go inward, here's what's really great about the hypnosis is that when you get into the hypnotic state, and in a moment, I'd like to actually, if you want, I could show you how it works.
Yes,
We could do
please.
a real short hypnosis session. When you get to this relaxed, if you anyone out there that's ever done meditation, that's a focused mental state. They go, you hear this term, the hypnotic state. What's the hypnotic state? Or people go, it's the trance state. What the heck does that mean? When I explain this to you, you're going to go, oh my gosh, wait to hear this. It's like, it's a normal state of mind we all experience. What do I mean? Have you ever been driving your car and you're driving your car and you wanted to turn someplace and you missed your exit because you were thinking about something else?
Oh, yes.
That is a simple, focused mental state. Now, if a car was coming straight your way, you would have swerved and would have avoided it. Okay. It's just a focused mental state. Like with me, sometimes if I'm on my computer or if I'm watching sports on TV, I'm so into it. My wife will call my name and I'm just so into it. I don't hear them right away because that's a focused mental state. Now, when you get into that focused mental state, it opens up the doorway to your subconscious mind. And that's where our programs are. Okay. Our program is in our subconscious mind. Now, just to let you know, the average person has 50,000 thoughts a day. I read this in Discover magazine. Telex Institute proved this. 50,000 thoughts. Now, wait to hear this. 90 to 95% are the exact same thoughts we had yesterday. Yes.
Wow.
So our brains are working in patterns. All right. The subconscious controls that. So if that's controlling it and you're 100% happy with your life, God bless you, you're set. Now, if there's something you want to change and you're having a challenge doing it, well, that's where hypnosis is so great, because once you get relaxed, get into this focused mental state, subconscious mind opens up, then we can get information and suggestions into your subconscious. Now, here's the cool part. Wait to hear this, Law. As soon as you start getting information into your subconscious mind that you want, automatically it starts rewriting the program. That's how easy it is. It automatically will start rewriting the program. Now, people say, well, how long does it take? Does it work 100% of the time? Well, repetition is absolutely one of the keys for most people in most situations. And, you know, I'm going to plug my website. I apologize for this, but I have self-hypnosis audios on my website in my store, or my positive store. And when you listen to these, whether it's something you want to work on, it helps you relax, and you get into this relaxed state, and then you hear positive suggestions. And those suggestions go into your subconscious and rewrite the program. Wow. So, Roger, if you'd like to experience a little
Let's do it.
self-hypnosis, yes, let's do that. All right.
Okay.
So wait till you see how easy this is going to be. All right. To begin, all I need you to do is take a deep breath in through your nose, please. And let it come slowly out of your nose. Another deep breath in through your nose, as deep as you can, please. And let it come slowly out of your nose. Good. Now breathe in as deep as you can through your nose, as deep as you can. And I want you to hold your breath. Take in as much air as you possibly can and hold your breath. Hold, hold. Now, when you exhale, exhale slowly and allow your eyes to close, please. Exhale slowly, allow your eyes to close, and just listen to my voice. So right now, as you're listening to my voice, and I got to say this, if anyone is driving a car while they're listening to this, please don't do this, because your eyes are going to be closed and you can't drive a car that way. All right. So with your eyes closed, Roger, what I'm going to ask you to do is gently nod your head yes, please. Good. And with your eyes closed, I want you just to imagine yourself feeling very comfortable and very relaxed. Now, the chair that you're sitting in, I want you to focus on how your body is meeting that chair. And I want you just to pretend and imagine that the muscles are starting to slowly sink and sag into that chair. That's it. And for right now, as you're hearing the sound of my voice, let's just imagine that my voice is helping you to start to feel comfortable and relaxed. Comfortable and relaxed. Very good. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and focus your awareness on your eyelids. And I'm going to ask you to create a sensation to the best of your ability around your eyes and eyelids. And just imagine that it's one of those mornings maybe where the alarm went off and you're thinking, oh, geez, I just want to keep my eyes closed. So to the best of your ability, let's just pretend that your eyes are very heavy, very sleepy, and very tired. Very heavy, very sleepy, and very tired. Now, if you're starting to feel a sense of that around your eyes and eyelids, gently nod your head yes, please. Good. Now just imagine that feeling spreading to the rest of your body. And you're sitting up in a chair, so it's okay if you want to slouch a little bit. And now that you're feeling that relaxed, good. Just get in a nice, comfortable position. Perfect. Now, in a moment, I'll count to the number 3. And on the count of 3, you're going to imagine a stairway, a very special stairway, a stairway of relaxation. There'll be 10 steps going down this stairway. You'll imagine yourself standing at the top, and then you'll hear a countdown from 10 to 1. And with each number, you'll simply step down to the next step. And each step is going to help bring you to a deeper level of relaxation. And by the time you get to the bottom, you'll find yourself feeling very comfortable and very relaxed. Now, if you understand what I'm saying, gently nod your head yes, please. Good. And anytime I ask you to nod your head like that, you'll find yourself feeling more calm and more relaxed. All right, I'm going to count to 3 now. 1, 2, 3. Imagine that. This beautiful stairway of relaxation. There'll be 10 steps going down. The steps may even be numbered from 10 to 1. You're going to imagine yourself at the top of the stairway, and then you'll hear a countdown from 10 to 1. So now you're at the top of the stairway. When you can imagine yourself at the top of the stairway, gently nod your head yes, please. Good. Get ready to take that initial step. Now, you may actually feel your feet hit the steps as you go down. Get ready for the initial step. Now, here we go. Number 10, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 9, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 8, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 7, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 6, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 5, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 4, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 3, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. 2, stepping down, feeling more relaxed. Stepping off. Now you're feeling very comfortable and very relaxed. Now I want you to imagine there's a doorway right there. In a moment, we'll go through the door. On the other side of the door is going to be a very special place just for you, a safe place, a place where you feel 100% safe. Now, when I ask my clients to discover a safe place, they report back to me it's a room in their house. I've had people say it's a place from their childhood or a place of worship. I've had people say it's an imaginary place, like they're floating on a cloud. You never know what's going to come into your mind, but on the count of three, I'll count to three and we'll open that door and you'll discover your safe place. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Imagine that now and discover your safe place, Roger. And when you're in that safe place, just gently nod your head so I know you're there. Very good. Now you're in your safe place. Now in a moment, I'm going to ask you to share with us where your safe place is. And you'll be able to talk, feeling just as comfortable and just as relaxed as you are now. But just say it so we can hear it, please. Where was your safe place?
Room in our house.
A room in your house. Good. Was it the bedroom?
Yes.
Yeah, that is like 50% of the time, that's usually what happens. A person is in their bedroom, and God bless that, because when we're in bed, we want to feel safe. Okay, so right now, see, notice you responded to me. Now, when I do my hypnosis sessions, people think that it's just going to be the hypnotist talking the whole time. Not me. I do very interactive sessions. I found that it actually helps and actually makes it even better. And many times, depending on what the situation is, you need to do a lot of work on the subconscious. But for right now, all I'm going to ask you to do is just focus on something let something come into your mind that made you feel confident and positive. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, just let something come into your mind that helped you feel confident and positive. And when you have that, nod your head for me. Good, good. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Now, you might not have an answer for this, and that's okay if you don't. But is there anything right now in your life that you would like to work on health-wise? Let's say health-wise. Is there anything you'd like to work on health-wise? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. So whatever that is, I want you to realize that you have the confidence to do it. Now, if we had a lot of time, I could spend a lot of time. We could spend a whole session just on that, working into it. But all I'm going to say for now, because we're in this podcast here, is that what came into your mind initially, that confidence and the positive thing that you did, I want you to just imagine an image, and right next to that image, have that positive and confident image next to whatever it is you want to work on. And imagine those two are connected right now. And whatever it is you want to work on, you're going to be successful. As a matter of fact, whatever it is you want to work on, when I count to 3 and snap my finger, I just want you to imagine that you're being successful with that. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Just imagine whatever that is that came into your mind, that you want to be successful with it, whatever it is. You're just picturing the end result. This is known as end result therapy here. You're just picturing the end of it. All right, so that's good. So that just gives you a little taste. Now, I'm going to ask you to nod your head gently, please. Good. And on the count of 5, when you get to number 5, you'll open your eyes and you feel like, wow, I just had a nice little rest. I was aware of what was happening. And then we can discuss what you just experienced there. All right. 1 starting to come up. On 5, you'll feel like alert and awake again. 2 coming up more. 3, take a great big deep breath. Let some energy come back into your body. And 4, eyes open. And I'm going to say wide awake, alert, wide awake, alert. All right. So you just experienced, and that was just barely getting started there. Now, when you're in my hypnosis office, you're sitting in a recliner, but I do a lot of these sessions via Skype, and people are sitting. Sometimes they prop themselves up in their bed or whatever, and you can get yourself pretty relaxed. And that relaxation is part of it. And then your mind, like I said, the subconscious mind opens up. And once we start working with that subconscious mind, amazing, powerful things. Most of the time when people come to see me and I do a session with them, there's something, I'm going to explain this to you because this typifies the whole situation. And this is going to really, anyone that's listening to this or watching, you'll see exactly what I mean when I explain this to you. When I first started, and this typifies what happens 99% of the time in my hypnosis office, I have a call from a woman that said, I wonder if you could help me out. I have this fear of driving my car if I don't know where I'm going. I go, really? Do you think you could help me? And I said, sure, come on in. So she's sitting down in front of me in a recliner in my office. And I go, well, what's the problem? She goes, well, if I don't know where I'm going, I become very nervous, very upset, and very anxious. But if I know where I'm going, I'm fine. This is before the GPS days, by the way. All right. It's 95. So I go, okay. do you know why you feel like this? She goes, no, but I just know that I've never been like 100% comfortable driving. Like, okay. So in this session, we do something called a regression, which is going back into your memory bank. Now to do this, there's a lot more to it. I just want to give you the short version right now. So we go back into our memory bank and guess what comes up? She's 10 years old, sitting in the back of her car, dad driving, mom in the passenger, little 10-year-old girl sitting in the back next to her 10-year-old girlfriend. The parents are going on vacation. They're from the Philly area. They're going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on vacation. They get down into the area. Now it's nighttime and the parents got lost. But get this, getting lost, the parents got into a fight and argument about it. But one of these fights blown out of proportion, screaming, yelling, cursing. The little 10-year-old girl sitting in the back of a car that now doesn't know where it's going. The most powerful people she knows, her parents, lost, fighting, out of control. She's humiliated how they're acting in front of the 10-year-old friend. That's called the initializing event, okay? So that event is in her subconscious, all right? So all I had to do, a qualified hypnotherapist can do this, is help her reframe that event. How do I do it? Well, there's a couple steps. First one is going to be inner child work. We help the inner child realize they're safe now. Once we help the inner child realize they're safe, that's the part of the mind that was upset about this, okay? It literally changes the thought of it. Now, I'm going to share this part of it with you. I was taught that a thought is like a hologram. What does that mean? Imagine this. A hologram has every piece of information is the same. Picture a dollar bill as a hologram. If you rip off a corner of that hologram, that corner you ripped off has the exact same information as the entire dollar bill. That's a thought. Now get this. What I did with this client is introduced new thought to that same existing thought of the fear and the frightening situation she went through as a child. We permanently changed the thought. It was virtually impossible for her to feel quite as bad. And then I did other techniques and stuff with her as well. And one and done, one session, she can drive anywhere. Now that is one of the reasons why I love this work, because when you put your mind to something, you can do it. Now that happens 99% of the time in my office. Person has an issue there that they can't put, and sometimes they can put their finger on it. And if they put their finger on it, doesn't matter. We'll go right back to the event and we'll reframe it and have her look at it differently, or have them look at it differently. Totally changes the feeling. Once the feeling changes, they got it and they're positive and they feel good.
And what are the chances that that could go back to the way it was?
Impossible. In my office, impossible. I've never seen it happen in my office.
Incredible.
It's never happened.
But you would never have another session with this woman who said it's back. I'm fearful again.
That's good. That's good that you said that. Okay. Never go back to the same intensity. Let me put it that. Let me say that. Would never be the same intensity. Right. Most of the time, most of my clients, 70% of the time, one session, they get what they want. Yes, there are people that need to work on things more. That's true. Okay. Yes, that can happen. And it's okay. Here's the bottom line is that some people need more work than others. And what I do as the hypnotherapist, I allow them to make that call. Because I'm teaching self-empowerment. That's what I'm doing as well. And I want them to make the call if they want to do it. So yes, some people come back and work on things more. And sometimes there's more, more stuff down there that happened to them when they were younger that they need to rewire and reframe.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm sure listeners are thinking maybe similar things. What about something like smoking or weight loss or something, more tangible that's may not be as easy as a thought. I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Well, no, it's a good question because, for example, smoking is a good example. All right. And even the weight control, let me explain what I mean. It goes back to earlier because the typical person, when they start smoking, they're teenagers, they're with their friends, someplace where they shouldn't be. And there is an emotional bond that happens there. And that emotional bond a great hypnotherapist is going to disconnect that. And sometimes that's why people can't stop smoking. Like they know they do it, but they feel like they're cheating themselves in some way because they started with their best friend when they were 14 or whatever. And that's part of the block. And they don't realize that. And the same with eating. Like some people, they have when they were young, oh, if they did something good, they were allowed to have all this junk. And so they think they were getting rewarded. So once we change that pattern, it makes it easier for them to say no to whatever it is. And there's also something that's interesting I'd like to share quickly called aversion therapy. And what's aversion therapy? It's like you have the person imagine something that they would never put in their mouth for cigarette smoking. For example, I just had a client a couple of weeks ago that used this one. I go, what's something you've never put in your mouth? And he said, the exhaust pipe of a car. And I'd never heard that in all the years I've been doing it. So it's sticking in my mind right now. So I did a session with him. And when I followed up with him, literally, like when I work with somebody, my typical protocol, I follow up within 24 hours and then a week later. Well, when I followed up with him a week later, I said, how you doing? He goes, I'm doing great because I never put a car pipe, exhaust pipe in my mouth. So that stayed with him. That helped him with that little edge. Now, some people don't need that, but if they do, the aversion therapy can also be very helpful.
This is just incredible. I
Thank you.
really love the way you've explained it and walked us through it, and
Thank you.
it really helps me understand the process. But it's the individual
Inward.
doing it.
Yes. It's all inward. And one of the things I try to teach my clients is that, look, I hate to say this to you, but life, everything is between your ears. There's some of these spiritual teachers that go, there's nothing out there. It's all in here, and it's true. And once you learn how to control what's between your own ears, it's life-changing. I don't want to share this because I want people to read the book, but there's an epiphany moment that changed my life entirely from one of my spiritual teachers, David R. Hawkins, in the book that totally changed my life. And I put it in the book intentionally because I like to share it with people because it will help them. It helped me immensely about 8 years ago, look at life differently and just totally change how I see life. And that's what happens. We're evolving, okay? We're evolving, people. And the more you evolve, the better. If you get stuck in a rut, you're doing the same thing over and over, it's not beneficial for us. Learn new things, try new things, challenge yourself. That's really the way to live. It's really the way to be invigorated and have energy and feel good about yourself.
Awesome. One quick question. What would you say the difference is between self-hypnosis and meditation?
Very good question. And this is in my book too, by the way. The difference is real simple. When you're meditating, you're just in the moment. Like, let's say you're just breathing and you're focusing on your breath. You're focusing on your breath and you're in that feeling moment. Now, once you get into that moment, that's the focused mental state. Now we have a program or a schedule that we want to put inside there. That's the difference. One is you're more silent and just enjoying the moment and getting the benefits, because that puts you into the alpha state, the meditative state of mind. And just doing that every day for 5 minutes, they have proven it is amazingly beneficial for our health and our overall well-being. It helps us decompress. It revitalizes, recharges our system. It's just great to do. Now, when you get into that focus state and then you want to program your mind for something, to eat healthier or make healthier choices, or maybe stop thinking negative thoughts, whatever it may be, feel more confident, whatever it is, then you put those messages in. And I'm just telling you, it works. And somebody goes, well, does it work 100% of the time? If you stick with it, yes, it will work 100% of the time if you stay with it. And most of the people I work with stay with it, because they want to make a change in their life. They want to feel better about themselves in some way.
That's incredible. Would you say that it would help to work with someone like you first before someone tries self-hypnosis? Or
No, I would suggest if in my book, and again, I apologize for trying to push the book, but I show you step by step how to do self-hypnosis in the book. And I say there's 2 types of self-hypnosis. And here's one of them. And it's in the book. It's called auto self-hypnosis. What's that? That's like you just close your eyes and you do your breathing And I give you a little recipe or formula in the book, and you just follow the formula, which is just breathing and counting down and breathing and counting down. And you do it all yourself. You're not listening to anything. And that's auto self-hypnosis opposed to audio self-hypnosis, where you're listening to something. Also in the book, I teach you how to make your own self-hypnosis audios.
I was
Step
thinking
by
about
step.
that as you were saying it. Yes.
I teach you how to do it. And I have 4 scripts in the book for weight
Very cool.
control, for relaxation, and for being funnier.
That's great.
That's because
Well, everyone needs to read your book, and we'll put the link in the show notes as well.
thanks. When you put the link, you're going to put the link to my website?
And we'll put the website, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's the best place for the link, because on my website, they can buy the audio version of the book, or if they want to buy it off of Amazon, then there's also a link there for Amazon if they want to buy the regular book.
Sure.
But the audio book right now is only on my website for right now. And it's only $9. And get this, it's unconditionally guaranteed for 30 days. How about that, folks?
Wow.
You get my audio book. If you're not happy after 30 days, I'll give you your money back.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
far, I haven't had to give anybody money back yet.
That's a good sign. So tell us about your seminars. I know you have self-hypnosis.
Yes. Well, the self-hypnosis seminars, basically, I just teach some of the stuff we talked about, and I love doing that too. It's like, there's an interesting phenomena that happens when you get a group of people, 20, 30 people, 40 people sitting in a room, and everybody's in the meditative state. It's like the whole level of the atmosphere goes up, the spiritual level. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. And I teach them, well, obviously I do group self-hypnosis session, and I teach them how to do it step by step. And it's great. I really, really like it, and teach them how they can gear it towards whatever it is they would like to work on.
And is that always in person, or do you do them via Zoom?
I haven't done any online yet. I'm probably going to, but I love being in person.
Yeah,
I mean, this is nice too. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays, this is really nice. I mean, you're right in my ear, and I can see you clearly and all that. So, but I do love that, but I'm sure I'm probably gonna need to do that to help satisfy everybody.
So if people are in the Philadelphia area and they go to your website, they could learn more information about your seminars.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, anybody that wants to go to my website should go, because then they can go to my Positive store, and I'm going to plug that again.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, the Positive store, I was so happy to put that together. It was such a simple thing. I said, you know what? I want to sell self-hypnosis audios. And there's one on there that's really cool. It's called Find Your Inner Advisor. And what that is like, did you ever have something in your life where you're just not sure what to do, what decision to make? And this takes you in a relaxation tour where you're sitting on the beach and you're by yourself, and all of a sudden someone or something comes up to you that is loving and supportive, and you can ask it any question you want, and you get answers. I have done this in my office, and people have benefited from this. And it's really an interesting thing. It's called Find Your Inner Advisor. Well, there's, along with other ones. And one more I have to tell you about. And this happened because when I have 3 children. One's 40, one's 36, and one's 33. Okay. But when they were little, when they were young, I would tell them stories before they went to bed. Okay. And I would always make the stories positive, but not just positive. I would say things to them like, they're doing great, and their parents love them. And I would make them in these days, little cassette tapes. Well, my grandson, who is now 6, my daughter sort of asked me for one for him. And I go, you know what? I should make these for everybody. So there's one right now in the Positive store for children between ages of 5 and 9. That are children that are having a hard time going to sleep. And it's just a great thing. It's like, wow. I call myself Pop the Storyteller. Oops.
I want to pop this open just so you could walk us through where. So if I go to the store.
Yeah. Click on there. All right. You see, that's a brand new video I just put up. We don't want to play that. Just go down. That's a brand new video just got put up. There you go. right there. See where it says product? Click on images for information. Like if you click on something, then there'll be information about that product and it will explain what it is.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So this is the one you were just telling us about.
Yes. Children's sleep session.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Yep. Yeah. And they're only like $10.
Wonderful.
And again, they're unconditionally guaranteed. 30-day unconditional guarantee. You don't like it? Something, for whatever reason, I don't care. I'll give you your money back.
You cannot beat that. Well, look, this has been just a remarkable conversation. I really appreciate you walking us through your world of hypnosis.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I love getting the word out about this, because to me, it's just teaching people to accept responsibility for themselves, and they can do it. We all have this great innate power within us, and all we have to do is learn how to tap into it. And you, the life you want, you can feel great every day. You can feel happy every day. And that's also what I obviously teach, taking control of your own mind.
Love it. Dr. Andrew
Thank you,
Scarpati, thank you so much. Welcome to the American Real family.
God bless you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
What you do. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to American Real. For more stories like this one, be sure to stop by AmericanReal.tv. Follow us on all social media to stay up to date with everything American Real. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and contact one of our publishing experts if you're ready to publish your book and become a best-selling author.